What's going on, everybody? Good to see y'all as usual. Man, we got so much to talk about on tonight's show. We're still coming off of the high that hype, that freaking euphoria that we feel from the Knicks making their first Eastern Conference appearance in 25 years, knocking out the Boston Celtics. We've got a really another tough series coming up versus the Indiana Pacers. And yeah, it's going to be quite the battle. I'm really excited for it. I know you guys are excited. And I think that, everything is gravy from here on out. Everything's beautiful. We got to enjoy what we're witnessing, enjoy the time that we are getting to experience watching this New York Knicks team advance and knock out the haters and really basically stake claim to New York and let people know that New York basketball is back. The NBA, the playoffs, it's here. The world is watching. We're going to talk about all that and more. Let's get it going.
Say go, New York, go, New York, go. Say go, New York, go, New York, go. Say go, New York, go, new team, it's the same dream. New Knicks City units, boy, they stay clean. I just caught mine off the fanatics in the garden with my hands in the air, we back at it.
What's going on, baby? Welcome back to SKF Weekly. You see it. Let's go, baby. I'm your man, Ron. That's my brother. Okay, well, hey, listen, I'm your man, Ron, and I got my brother Jose on the ones and twos holding us down. Let's go. We back, baby. Let's go. Ah, man. Anyway, good to see you guys. I hope y'all all doing okay. Happy Monday night. You know what I mean? We back to our regularly scheduled programming. I'm back to work tomorrow. Stinks, but it is what it is. Yeah, and that's okay because I know that a couple days away, man, Wednesday starts the Eastern Conference Finals with our New York Knicks versus the Indiana Pacers. So, man, I'm excited. So it doesn't matter. I'm okay. It's all right. We'll take the good, we take the bad, we take it all, and then you have the facts of life. All right, you know where I was going. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I'm 48 now. I got to be cheesier as I get older. It keeps me relevant, keeps me young. Um, Shout out to the chat. Appreciate you guys. Hope you all doing well. Shout out to Crim's dad in the building. Joey Rip 'em Up Sports is here. Lena Franklin. Let's go, Lena. Walter Blackman in the building. Double D is here. Nostalgic Nick is here. Juan Rivera in the building. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And also thanks you to whoever may be tuning in on X. Appreciate you guys as well. Man, what a time. What a time. Once again, guys, I'm still trying to figure out, like, I got to pinch myself. It's just, can't even believe it's happening. Can't even believe it. Joey Rip 'em Up Sports says Mrs. Garrett looking mug. Yeah, you remember. Oh, man, what a time. I mean, yeah, you know, listen, if you're living under a rock, you have no idea what happened this past week, but I'm sure you have to because New York City was going crazy. These youngins were out there tearing up the streets, jumping on poles and jumping on billboards and just, risking life and limb because they're so excited about the New York Knicks and what the New York Knicks are accomplishing. Some of them have never seen this or witnessed this. They don't know what this looks like as being a Knicks fan because all they know from being young and watching the Knicks is negative. Like they can't understand that things can get this great and that you could have this much fun and root for a team that's doing this well in New York. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. They got to enjoy it. Just as long as they stay safe and be safe out there, I'm okay with it, man. It's a time to have fun. It's a special moment. We don't get these all the time, and so when they happen, we got to take advantage and enjoy it. Now, that being said, if you're living under a rock, New York Knicks won 4-2, beating the Boston Celtics in Game 6, 119-81 in a super blowout. We got some highlights to show you about that too. It was fun. It was fun watching them. They went out there and they put the beats on Boston. In this game you had was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 20-point scorers, and then 6 scorers in double figures for the Knicks in total. But it was a close game in the first quarter, and then the second quarter happened, and the game was never the same. Shout out to the Knicks. Look at Karl Anthony Towns, that right-handed layup. Just, get up out of here. Woo-wee. Look at, flexing on him one time. OG shooting shots. Cat getting the rebound, putting it right back up. Oh, and then Josh Hart coming in with the layup. That Cat from 3. Look. We starting to feel ourselves here, folks. Look at. Here we go with the closeout defense. Look at the Knicks defense, guys. Look at the Knicks defense. Man. Oh, get out of my way, Cat. Just man, he was really in his bag. And Josh was getting real physical. Look at flexing, more flexing. Look at the Knicks. Look at this defense by Deuce McBride. Get it out of here. Oh, look at Josh with the and one. Knicks fans going crazy. Got Ben Stiller going nuts. Lenny Kravitz going nuts. Oh, look at this. A little hezzy. Stop. The 3. The pop. Bang, baby. And we get the hands to the sky. OG Anunoby hitting the 3. Jalen's dribbling, coming into the lane, stopping and floating. Off glass, man. I mean, really, this was just a outright massacre. You know what I mean? You thought you might see the Boston Massacre in Boston. No, it happened in Madison Square Garden, folks. Get Cat. Yes. I'm talking 60-34 in the second quarter. Just tearing them up, folks. I think they're I think they're floating back again. Yeah, I think he's flexing again. Okay, yeah, we saw that. All right, you guys get the gist of it though. Knicks got busy, and they really did some work out there, man. Just flexing for the city. Beautiful. Shout out to D-Rex in the building. Said with the history between the Pacers and the Knicks, can we please not do the constantly underestimating our opponents thing this time? I agree, man. Let me tell you something. I got a video. We're going to talk about some keys for the Knicks to be able to take care of Indiana. Before we talk about that, we're going to look into some stuff with regards to Indiana and how they run their offense. So stay tuned for that, because they're a well-coached bunch, guys. Anyway, let me see. Without further ado, yeah, guys. So my thing is, like, I'm so happy to be here to chop it up with you guys, to do SKF Weekly on Mondays and do Know the Ledge on Saturdays, where you guys get to come on the open panel and talk about the Knicks with me. But nothing makes me more happy than when I'm able to chop it up with my bro and have a good conversation. And he be out there in them streets doing the daddy daycare stuff, running the AAU circuit with his son. And, it's very special and rare when I can get to chop it up with him. Man, but if he was here right now, like, I would tell him so much. Like, what could if he was here, I would be so great, because then it would be Ron and John again, and we could talk about, man, only if. Hey, there he is.
Yes,
Hey,
I'm here.
John in the building.
Yes, I made
Yeah,
it.
he's back.
What's going on, Ron?
What's up, man?
We got the whole squad today. Jose is here with us too. That's great, man.
You know what I mean? This is
Loving it.
beautiful. Hey, it has to happen like this because the Knicks are in the ECF, baby, Eastern
I'm
Conference
telling
Finals,
you.
baby.
Yes, 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 yes.
Let's go.
Finally, after
Yes.
25 years.
I feel like I've been here waiting all this time, John.
Yeah, man. Excited to be on again, man. Yeah. So just coming back from AAU, some basketball
Uh-huh.
practice. Luckily, I didn't have to drive anyone other than my son today, so it made
Hey,
the
there you
commute
go.
that much easier. So yeah,
Very
it's pretty
nice,
good.
very nice, very nice. Good
Yeah,
to
man.
see you, my brother. How you feeling, man? I was actually gonna call you yesterday, but then you
Yeah.
you hit me. Well,
Right.
was it today? You hit me today. I was gonna call you yesterday.
Right.
But I wanted to know how you feel about what's going on. Eastern Conference. Knicks fans are going crazy. They're running wild in the streets.
Yeah, they're ODing with the craziness right now. Like they're on something, man. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to finally see us, here with a winning team. A team that's you know has the ability to do so much more, which is great. The question is, can we, right? We talked about it earlier in the season. Brunson's goal for this entire season was championship or bust, right? That was his goal. That was his motivation. And so I leaned into it early. We talked about it early. I said that's where we're at. Now, did I have those expectations myself? Not necessarily. Like, I was one of those people who generally didn't believe that we would pass Boston, that we would beat Boston. I was very surprised that we took care of business the way we did. I was even more surprised that they handled the business in Game 6 the way that they did. That like that was like I don't think anyone seen that coming. But
Nope.
we're here now. We're here now, and we did what we were supposed to, or the Knicks did what they were supposed to, and the Knicks fans and fandom showed up, and showed out in many, many different ways. And so yeah, I'm happy to be here, man. I'm happy that we are at this moment right now with the ability to get that get back against the Pacers. I talked about that before. It's like I would love nothing more than to see the Pacers in the playoffs. We seen it. We getting everything we wanted. So this NBA season has been a thrill, to say the least. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, it has. Yeah, it has. It's been fantastic, man. I'm enjoying every minute of this, bro. Couldn't have predicted things would be going this way. We were hoping, but you never know with the Knicks. So, but it's very nice. It's very nice to see and witness what we got going on here. Shout out to the chat once again. Rasul Thomas is in the building. Wolverines 1986. He's like, wow, who is this? Never saw him before. Wolverines actually started coming in on the Know the Ledge show, so he hasn't seen you on this show
Yeah.
yet.
You got to
Yeah,
go
this
to
is my
season
guy.
one.
Yeah, this is
It's
my
funny,
brother
right?
John,
The
man.
title, the title is Still Nick Fans with Ron and John. We were missing John for quite some time this year because been
It's
been
okay,
taking
man.
care of
Whenever you're,
the
yeah,
business with the
no, you're doing what you got to do, brother. And whenever you're here, you're
right.
here. That's it. That's okay.
That's right.
That's it.
That's
We
right.
keep moving. We hold it down.
Word up. I appreciate you for doing so as well.
Yeah,
But you've
man.
been doing
No
a great
doubt.
job
Always.
holding it
Thanks,
down,
man.
holding the fort down, all by yourself sometimes with Jose sometimes. It's been a thrill. I've been watching. Even
I
I always
appreciate it, man.
I can't catch it the day of. I always got the replay going. So not to mention
Replay
you're
gang is in
walking the
effect.
streets. The new little, the walking the streets
I'm
is
getting
hitting,
some. I'm
man.
getting some cardio, man. I'm trying to stay in shape as I
Yeah,
talk these Knicks, man.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
I like that little
appreciate you
segment.
guys, man. Thanks for all the love that you guys show us, man. Shout out to Randu. David Smith is in the building. What up, David? The Predicate is in the building. Oh, he's got a question about. Okay, okay. So you know what? Before we get to, I'm gonna hold that thought because we're about to touch on the Pacers, the Predicate. Before we get to your question, you know, I think what we should do is still. This is. I still smell it. I still feel good about it. I think we should still bask in the euphoria that is the Knicks advancing to
Word.
the ECF. Maybe we got a little
Yes.
something we could watch that reminds us of what we've just witnessed.
Yeah, I would love to see something like that. Do you have something to share?
Okay. I think we do. I think we do. Something that'll really pique the interest of everyone and get everybody hyped once again. Because listen, 25 years. 25 years, man.
Right.
Damn, we're getting old, John.
That's true. It's crazy, right?
Well, I mean, I'm literally getting old. It
Yeah.
just happened.
Happy belated, right?
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody gave me a lot of love on Saturday, gave me early birthday love, so I appreciate everybody.
I caught that.
Man.
I caught that.
Yeah. We getting there. We getting there. So
Knicks, in many ways, built for this series.
We're moving on. The longer we go in the playoffs, the more difficult the games are going to be.
You know what you love about the second round of this matchup? It's got some history, obviously. New York versus Boston, a lot of sizzle there.
Forget about the regular season. We're going to learn a lot about this franchise during this series.
You're on the road, so it's a different environment, but don't lose sight of what's important. It's us against everybody.
Nobody believes, as we know the national conversation, the internal group that wears that uniform believes.
You don't go in to win, you shouldn't go out there. I think we're all clicking, so this is going to be a huge defensive series for us. It goes down to execution, mental toughness, all those kind of things.
Two historically important teams to the landscape of the NBA. Timeout Knicks. 20-point lead for Boston.
When you're trying to win a game, a playoff game, they're hard to win. Your defense, your toughness, your teamwork, that's paramount.
Around the floor, grappling with it hard, yanked it away.
Don't play the series, play the game.
The other way with the three. Bullseye. Here they come.
Told each other just keep believing, just keep fighting, sticking together, and keep chipping away.
Been here before, man. We've been here before. Come on.
And the defense turns the ball over.
In order to beat the Celtics, you have to just elevate your shot-making ability.
McBride, three. Boston led by 20. That lead is down to 6.
When you get open looks, you can't miss them. If you can match that shot-making, that's how you beat the Celtics, and you put them on their heels and make them not the aggressor.
And now New York is on a 28-9 run.
We know we all we got. So at the end of the day, regardless of how the game's playing out, we're playing for each other. We know when we come back in this locker room, we can look at each other and know we gave everything we had that night.
Knocked away, a steal by the Knicks. Anunoby will take it in and hammer it home. Ties the game.
Just taking pride in playing defense. I think we all did it tonight, and we can get even better. I think collectively, we're all an experienced group.
Now the switch, Brunson at 3. Oh, it's a machine. What a comeback by the...
And shows like in moments like this, like in tough games, we're resilient.
The Celtics on a 7-0 run.
Me and OG always lock eyes and see where we can attack. He always finds the seam to be open. When he's open, I know he's going to knock it down. It's just the chemistry we've had since we've been together, and it's only going to get better.
We have got overtime in game 1.
Oh, what a steal by Bridges.
In a congested corner, he somehow dug it out. Inside.
That was a big
in
play.
overtime, we did a great job of not only getting stops, but closing out the possession with a rebound.
Macau, right place, right time, Bridges.
Of course, at the end, Mikal Bridges, does what he does best.
Just stayed with it, kept playing hard, and you saw the results.
It's off to Brown. Bridges there. They hold it.
That's who Mikal is. Always goes. He's a winning player. He makes winning plays.
What a comeback and a game 1 win for New York.
Got one.
Enjoyed this one tonight, but tomorrow we got to get right back to business. This team is special, obviously defending champions, and they're going to come back hungrier and execute at a higher level.
I'll wake up tomorrow and it's a brand new day. Game 2 is 0-0.
And the lead is 1 for the Knicks, trying to go up 2 games tonight. Another 20-point.
I like how everybody counted them out, man.
Knocked away, a steal by the Knicks. Jarred free with New York defense.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
Furious comeback try by the Knicks for a second consecutive game. Hard.
When we're down that much, the only thing we're thinking about is like let's get this to a one-possession game towards the end of the game.
The personality of this team, it just continues to show through.
I feel like our defensive intensity picked up in the fourth quarter.
Just hanging tough.
Rebound offensively by Joshua.
Always have the belief in each other and always have the belief that you could do something better and you can find a way to win.
21-2.
Talk about it, Coach Tibbs.
We know when it gets close in the end of the game, you know, we're very comfortable. We got Captain Clutch.
Captain Clutch.
What?
The Knicks are one stop away from a stunner.
Oh,
look at
man, that was
defense.
beautiful.
Oh,
I love that.
Wow, right place, right time.
Amazing.
Bridges.
New York is going up 2 games to none.
Those were amazing comebacks, bro.
That's some wild stuff right there.
The whole series was right there. That laid everything out.
We didn't think this was going to be an easy series. No, they were down 2-0, and you knew they were going to come out with a sense of urgency, a sense of desperation.
Celtics threw a haymaker in the first quarter, and the Knicks really not able to recover since then. So now will be the Knicks' chance to respond.
I think they just came out more urgent, knowing that they're down, but you just got to be better. You know, we just got to come out and have more urgency no matter what the series is. You know, we got to treat every game like it's 0-0.
Learn from games 1 through 3. Everything that we need to do has to be done with more intensity, more urgency, more force. We need to have that on Monday.
One of the keys to playoff success is dealing with adversity, resilience.
What a great game this was.
Oh, man.
Fired up, just like they
Cal
were for game
fired in all cylinders in the fourth.
Just be ready to play. You have to earn your wins. You take it game by game. You know, we understand, you know, the things we have to do better.
Look at
and
Tucker.
so
Look
focus on that.
at PJ.
He's been huge, man. We don't see him on the court, but his thoughts and his talking to them.
Word. And Campaign keeping him loose on the bench.
And this is now the largest lead of the game. Timeout, Knicks. Celtics a 14-point lead here in
This
the
is
third.
what a series, man. So
Wow,
many comebacks, bro. It's crazy.
These fans have been special all year. When you got the fans we have, when you have a city that's supporting you the way our
That's
city
a fact,
does,
Cat.
you know
That's a
anything's
fact
possible.
right there.
Bridges against White.
Oh, that fadeaway was clicking.
Oh, it was money this
Clicking.
night.
It's because of them now, you know, we enjoy and we have such a joy in our hearts coming to work every day.
Cat.
Missoula, the lead cut to 6. And the crowd coming alive here in the Garden.
I knew when he was doing that, I knew he was feeling
fighting.
Falling away, puts it up. That's good. Brunson drives inside, kicks it out. Anunoby, three-pointer. That's good. Knicks have got a 14-point lead to 2. Drives again, gets inside, shot blocked by
Oh,
Bridges.
man. Get it out of here, Bridge.
Down way worse before. Just come out that edge in the first half and don't let up. Stay the course and one possession at a time.
Oh, what a move.
Game is tied.
The dynamics of the Knicks offense, they are so dynamic.
fade
The way
was
they
on-
have so many
on
different
point.
guys that can step up and take over.
Hart in the front court.
Another one of those inbound plays.
That shot is good. Brunson looking, alley up to Robinson. Perfect.
Who says Brunson don't throw
You got the
lobs to
ball, but
Robinson?
I love the way we fought back.
Mitchell Robinson, yet another offensive rebound.
Big.
Showed a lot of toughness.
Big
and
rebound.
More discipline.
Anunoby deflects it.
And help
Anunoby,
defense.
elite defense there.
You have to earn your wins in this league. They're not given to you.
Starts 10 misses. Fight for the rebound, and White in traffic. Comes away with it. The call for a travel.
That was a big call.
You talk about Jalen Brunson having the clutch gene. That clutch gene runs deep, and it is infusing into all these other guys.
This is the largest lead of the series for the Knicks. And the fans starting to feel it here at the Garden.
I think it was a sense of like urgency, desperation, just knowing that we have a great opportunity.
Brunson looking, step back.
You guys know how big this is? Knicks they lost game 3,
Brunson with 38.
and then to be down 14 in game 4 and to come back and go up 3-1? What?
What changed
Word.
with you when you came out of that locker room at halftime?
Whatever we got to do. Kept fighting, and that's what's most important. And whenever we get in the hole, we can't quit, and we showed that.
But the series is not over by any stretch of the imagination, not against this Celtics team.
The toughest game is the game to end someone's series. So to close a series, you got to execute at the highest level possible. And that's what's going to be needed if we expect ourselves to be moving to the next round.
The Knicks have 3 chances to beat Boston. Boston to advance. Tonight is the first opportunity. The crowd senses it.
This was tough, but you could expect it, man. They got heart. They're a champion. They're gonna come back and fight.
Give them credit. They're the defending
Love the way they
champs.
cut
Knew
this
weren't
together,
gonna
man.
lay down. So
Yeah,
they did a great job
fantastic.
with this video.
Awesome
This is
film.
fantastic.
See where we can get better. Now we just got to make sure we execute the game plan that we have going forward.
And we're headed back to the Garden for a Game 6, and the Knicks will get a second try to close out this series.
Whether it's me, it's JB, it's Josh, it's Mikhail, it's OG, we got to keep instilling confidence into each other and keep reminding each other that no matter what happens, bad, good, we can always fall back on each other. Yesterday, I think we all did a great job of just watching film, getting ourselves mentally prepared. You always have your teammates, your brothers with you.
Tibbs, man. Tibbs got him in there.
Gotta give him
looking,
credit.
watching.
You gotta keep understand that he does stuff outside of what we see on the court.
On the winning side of history, we gotta execute at a high level.
This is no ordinary series. This is a giant that the Knicks are trying to slay, and if they do it, they can take on absolutely anybody.
One more win.
Deuce's block was big time.
1999.
Was
This
it?
is really, you could say this is the most important Knicks
Look
game
at Cam.
in 25 years.
I like it, man, because Cam, even though his
Fans
playing time's
coming
been
out
cut,
and
he hasn't been that
supporting
effective.
and
He's
showing
still
love, and we
been,
gotta make sure
rooting and
Yeah.
cheering and getting hype for the team.
Keeping him loose.
For Game 6, will this be the
That's
final
huge.
game of the series, or will there be a Game 7? Quickly down the other end is
That
Brown.
rugged defense right there, off the rip,
Brunson drives, kicks
off
it out.
rip.
His corner three finds the bottom of the net. Brown gets a bounce. Oh, great recovery from Robinson.
Oh man,
Robinson, what a play that
Mitch.
was, that whole sequence.
Down the lane, Towns layup, counted and a foul. Timeout Celtics.
And
Our
Cat played
communication,
big,
our effort,
off
our
for
sense
2
of urgency
feet.
to start the game,
Finally,
that's something that we knew we had to fix. Get
all we
stops,
kept saying as
run,
Knicks fans, play off for 2
and play
feet.
Knick
Stop
basketball.
throwing yourself on the floor.
It's relentless here in the first half. Hard on the drive, flips it up, and a
That block, that sequence, that whole sequence is crazy.
It's been amazing just to be a New York Knick, honestly, and I feel real connected to the fans here. It's truly an amazing feeling. They love hard work. They love guys that play hard.
Brunson step back, three-pointer, got it. For this crowd is delirious. Knicks up 27.
I still
was
can't
wild.
believe they were cooking these dudes like this, man.
Everybody contribute.
Wow.
Chance of Knicks in 6. Josh Hart tracks it
Oh,
down.
hustle plays, everything.
Another three, puts it in.
Just took their heart.
Continues here in Game 6.
We talk about that New York grit, that unrelentless.
I like this was
belief
definitely
we
that killer
will never
instinct,
lose.
man.
If you want to knock off the champions,
That's how you knock them off. That's a statement win.
When you want to go deeper into the playoffs, you have to have that, and we showed it this series.
Pure joy here at Madison Square Garden. Knicks right now on their way to the conference finals for the first time in 2
Get him out of here. I love that.
no one in the NBA saw coming, aside from the New York Knicks themselves.
That's right, D-Rex. We even got the Tyler Kolek 3 at the end.
We
Yeah.
responded, and it means a lot for this organization and this city. But we have a long way to go.
And it's the Garden, man. It's electric, man. This is the moment you wish for when you was a kid. So just soaking up this moment. And I can't wait.
Man, I can't wait for game 1. Can't wait for Wednesday. This was a great video,
Non-stop
bro.
hustle. Gotta love
Great
it.
video.
Gotta love it. That's great. That's great. Good job by them, man. Fantastic. What a feeling
Word
it's
up.
been just watching and witnessing this whole series, knowing what the Knicks are about to, accomplish, getting to this point. And I still think they got more to do. And, feeling good about it, man. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, man.
But that being said, guys, we still got a very tough opponent up next in the Indiana Pacers. I even backhand complimented them, throughout this season. But
Right.
as I've watched some more Pacer basketball in recent times and understand what they're doing, I do realize they're a well-coached team with an explosive offense, and they move up and down the court. It's definitely a problem. You can't take it for granted. It can definitely be a mismatch for the Knicks and how they like to do things. So the Knicks have to be very smart in what they do and how they attack Indiana, John.
Right.
And I got some video to take a look at Indiana's offense and how it runs. And so I'm sure the Knicks are looking at tape and all this stuff as well. But it's just for us to take a look at, because keys to victory are going to include the Knicks stopping some of their defensive ways against Indiana, because Indiana's a different animal. So what they did that worked against Detroit will not work against Indiana. What they did that worked against Boston, they're going to have to tweak in order to get it to work against Indiana. Indiana's a little different animal. And when you guys look at some of these highlights, you're going to see the difference of how they run their offense and why the Knicks have to be prepared for a battle. Let's see what we got. Look at this. Look at the motion. Look at how everybody's moving. Look at the cut to the basket. Boom, right? So you already see right out the gate, that's one simple play that they run all the time. They've constantly got one guy waiting on the wing. I mean, not the wing. What do you call that? I can't get the word. Sideline. Yeah. There's one guy stationary waiting, right? And after he gets to his spot, they run their offense, and three guys are constantly moving. It's like perpetual motion. So it depends on what they do. Sometimes they got two guys. In this one, they had two guys just stationary, just waiting on the sidelines. Whereas sometimes four guys are moving, bro. But look, see, they got both baselines covered. So no matter what's happening in the middle of the court, it's a 3-man action.
And 2 wings.
No matter what's happening, there's somebody waiting to shoot that three from the corner. But the thing is, they're so effective because they're constantly moving. The Knicks run similar things. A lot of teams run similar things, but they don't move the same way Indiana moves. So that's one look at what they're going to try to do against the Knicks. Here's another play. So slowly bringing it up. Look at the movement, the handoff. They love dribble handoffs. Right to the hoop, easy shot. Now the thing is, they've constantly got the motion, so there's always different options he could look at. That's the main option, what they want. Once they get that second dribble handoff, they want the guy to go straight to the cup. If he's got it, he'll shoot it. If he doesn't got it, that means there's help defense coming, and he'll dish it out to whoever's free. It's a nice, simple play.
And they're always looking for the mismatch.
Right. As we keep looking, you're going to see the plays get a little bit more intricate. All right, let's look at this one.
The double screen.
Right.
More
quick
action.
handoff after the pass. He goes right. Look, pump fake. Obi's got an easy shot. I mean, he had the defense wasn't bad. It got out there quick enough. But once you do the flyby, you're at the mercy now. So he's got him. Flyby, you're done. Yeah.
And Obi's gotten better.
Obi has gotten better.
He's gotten better as a shooter. Right.
Okay, what we got next?
It helps when you got wing perimeter players that can knock them down too.
Right.
And a willing passes.
Guys. Look at the passing. Look at the movement. Look at the passing.
Yep.
I love this play. I want to. Can you rewind this? Let's see this again. So the thing about this play, guys, is there's constant movement. You don't see this too often. This play is so special because there's constant movement, and also you're going to watch the big man goes down low, gets his spot. As Siakam gets the ball and starts to make his move, the big man don't stay there. He goes right back out to the three-point line to give them more spacing. And, of course, that guy, I forgot his name, but he can knock down the three, too. They're just constantly putting pressure on you. Yeah. No, that wasn't Turner. That's the dude with the goggles.
It's the other kid? Okay.
Yeah. But look at the movement, guys. Everybody's moving to spots. The big man already got out the lane. He's at the three-point line, and Siakam spins and gets a layup. Like constant movement. Here's another play. Halliburton getting his dribble on. Little dribble handoff real quick. Once again, look at the flow. Look at the passing. So on that play, you got the one pass to somebody, then a quick back to Halliburton. Then the guy cuts around the screen. Halliburton throws it over the screen. So if he's open, he could take the shot right there. If not, he can pass the ball and make a decision, which he did. And you see what comes of it. Look at how the defense crashes, right? Then he gets into the lane. Boom. easy layup, or he can make the pass. That's a tough play. It's a tough one. Okay, we got a couple more. What we got next? All right, this is Nembhard. That's Nesmith, I believe. Back to Nembhard, then back to Nesmith, then to Obi for 3. Boom.
Yeah, what
Like
they
they
showed
just-
there is a multiple screeners too, backside screeners
Right.
there too.
Yep. And they're just quick they're very decisive in their movements, what they want to do. They don't mess around.
Right.
Look at that. Back to Nembhard, then back to Nesmith, then all cross
Cross-court,
court,
right.
basically to Obi. But since he's so open, it's not a bad pass because he's wide open.
Right.
And then this one, okay, that's McConnell, I believe. That's Obi. Back to McConnell. Then back to Obi. Then I think that's Nesmith, if I'm not mistaken. Then down low to Turner. Turner making his move.
Off the double.
Gets right. But
That's
hold
also
on.
a really good
Can you
play
go back to
by
that,
Turner.
Jose? And freeze it right there. Freeze it right there. Okay. Look at the spacing that they're developing. The ball is with Turner right now, I believe. Okay, let it run.
Mhm.
Turner's making his move.
Yes.
He loses
Always
the ball.
moving
Stop.
there. Mhm.
Stop right there. If you guys see look at the paint, look at the defenders. Look at all of the defenders in the paint. He made the move
They're
and turned,
watching.
but before he actually turned around to make the move, he could have thrown it to all of those guys around the perimeter. They were all
And they were
wide open.
cutting. And they were cutting too.
Yeah.
At once the
Dude.
ball went up, they all going to crash the boards.
It's
Well
man.
coached team.
Okay. Next up. Okay. Now look at them. 4 guys already touched the ball. Nice, quick and easy. But look at that. They move. And this one is against the Knicks. You could play it. All right. Turner's got the ball. Nembhard's going to the basket, kicks it back out. Oh no, he faked it, got it back to Turner on the down low.
Yeah, on the mismatch.
Just nice,
right?
quick, easy
On
moves.
Brunson.
Yep. By the way, on that play, Brunson got caught on the screen, and that's what
Switch,
allowed
yeah.
him to get the mismatch, the switch, and then that's when Turner took advantage. Look at this. Another play, same action. Brunson gets caught again on another pick, another mismatch. Brunson gets caught right there, straight to the hoop for the dunk.
Yep. And that's Mitchell right there. Just laid on his rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that, Neesmith?
Yeah,
Or was that Matherin? Okay.
No, that was Neesmith. Mm-hmm. And so then this one, these are plays that are working against everybody. You see them working against the Celtics' vaunted defense. Just quick and easy. They just take what you give them. It doesn't have to be all elaborate. Okay. Cutting across the court.
Yeah.
Look at this.
And they're slipping. They're slipping every pick. They're not actually hitting the pick. They're slipping every pick. So,
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Look at that.
you know,
Look
they're
at
not
the
making
movement.
contact. They're just slipping. You know, and when you slip, you got to stay with your man. You can't fall. You
Yep.
can't trail. Basically, they're keeping you at your hip, and if they keep you at their hip, then you're in trouble. So, I mean, for the Knicks to overcome a lot of what they're going to be seeing is everyone playing with like Tibbs like to talk about staying within the string, right? And everybody has to be on that string together, and not and not be caught off of your area of protection, right? So you have a zone within your man, and you have to stay within that zone on your rotation. Also, be quick, and in order to cut off in order to play the screener, you have to make sure that you stay tight on the screener, but also don't give the ball handler too much space. So you got to get in front of them, make it harder for them to turn that corner. You know what I mean? So then it's, it may be an easier pass, but then that's on the defender who's defending the screen in order to stick with their man. You know what I mean? And being able to give them enough time to get back, right? So it's gonna be interesting.
I think that's very true. That's one of the keys to victory that the Knicks are going to have to worry about doing in order to win. The other thing too is the Knicks are a team that switches a lot on defense, but even if they do run a couple switches here and there, they're going to have to try at times to stay home. They're going to have to disguise what they're doing. They can't constantly switch with, if you constantly switch with Indiana, you wind up looking like what we saw with Boston, the game that they lit us up. Like that constant
Open
switching,
threes.
you get torched. Yeah, it's bad. And they'll pick you apart. And they're highly, they got some guys that are highly athletic. So it's not just about shooting the threes. You saw Neesmith
They'll
go to the
dunk on
rack
you.
and throw it on you. Yeah. So
They get to the basket for sure. And they got good ball handlers because McConnell and Nemhart, both really good ball handlers.
They're both
you know what I mean?
and good court vision. Yeah. I mean, that's part of the reason why so many people try to go out and steal McConnell each year, but he stays with Indiana because he's a really good backup point guard. And Nemhart is following right in his footsteps. So,
and what's key for that team is that they've stayed together. Right, this is one of the teams in the NBA who has actually stuck it through for a full year. Like I don't think they have anyone new on their rotation. I'll be surprised if they do. Is Mark Bryant there is probably the only person who probably gets some run. I don't even know if he does fully. But I think they stay stacked for the full year.
I forgot it. I think his first name is something else.
But it's Bryant, right?
No, yeah. Bryant. Mark Bryant is the Knicks coach.
Okay.
Crap, I can't remember. But I agree with you.
And I'm not even sure if he gets, minutes like that. But they usually and then they run deep. They go like 9-10 deep sometimes. So, that's the other caveat to this team. They're gonna keep them fresh.
Thomas Bryant.
Thomas Bryant. Yeah, he played with the Lakers, right?
Yeah.
Time.
So the only new guy that they have in their rotation is Ben Shepherd. But everybody else is pretty much the same. Walker was there. I didn't know that Jahlil Okafor was on that team. They don't really use him, but he's there.
They don't use
Interesting.
him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
And this kid, what do you say? Green? What was his name?
Jarris Walker.
Jarris
and
Walker
Ben
is the kid?
Shepherd.
Ben Shepherd.
Ben Shepherd
okay.
is the new guy.
They both get run?
Jarris Walker gets about 10 minutes, and Ben Shepherd gets a little bit more than that. Somewhere between 10 and 14.
So they're generally using 9 or 10 guys.
Yeah. They generally use 10 guys. Like the constants are Nesmith, Siakam, Bryant, Nembhard, Halliburton, Mathurin, Toppin, McConnell, and then they sprinkle in Shepherd and Walker when they can.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. In talking about their depth and how they might try to really run the Knicks out the gym. I don't know how easy it is to change a game's pace, right? I think the Knicks naturally can do that because they're already a slow-paced team. They're not that great at pushing pace anyway. But I think whatever
we're
they
gonna
learn,
need to get some freebies. We're gonna need to get some freebies. Like they're gonna be to have a couple of like defensive outlets to like OG, off of a steal.
Of course.
You know what I mean? We have to get those.
Yeah, they
Someone's
definitely
calling me.
they definitely.
I'm not taking
do that. Could be important. The other thing too is like when it comes to the pace, they're gonna probably have to. I don't know if they're doing that. I would do it though. I wouldn't mind taking a look at a couple games just to see what they did to us. I think it would be smart for the Knicks to look at the Detroit series again, to look at a couple of those games and how Detroit kept the game at their speed. Like they slowed that game down tremendously to make it work for them. And the Knicks played right into it, which is it made the Knicks look terrible. So you got a lot of people in the media talking about how, the Knicks don't really look that good in some of these games. The first two games, they were losing by 20 points. That's you can't judge a team that way. The Knicks sometimes get down, but you got to look at the effort, and it's harder to get down to a team and come back from being down 20 and take a lead and win the game.
Good. That's a good point. So,
Yeah, I think that they're gonna have to just figure out little ways to slow them down. And so I don't know if they're not the type of team that I say put the ball on the ground because they could do some things with the ball on the ground. Boston, I was a little bit more comfortable since they're such a jump shooting team. Yeah, get some of these
Right.
guys to put the ball on the ground. But with Indiana, they don't really have a weakness in that regard. They can put the ball on the ground and get to the hoop. So
Right.
it's going to take a different type of defensive effort. It's going to take some switching, like we talked about, a
Yeah.
little bit more staying home. But the other thing is now we've got an activated Mitchell Robinson. Before he
Right.
was playing, he's activated now. He's back into
Right.
his defensive mode. He's affecting change out there on the court, and it looks
Yeah.
beautiful, man.
I think we got to also take advantage of our um um the depth that we have on the defensive side. Like if I'm not mistaken, I think the matchup between Cat and Turner, we could win that matchup if Cat decides to really play like he did that last game. You know what I mean?
Right.
Inward out. Play in, then come out. You know what I mean? Not focus your energy outward in. If he does that, I think that's going to help. Getting Turner in foul trouble is something that we could take advantage of because he's one of those players that wants to go for that block. You know what I mean? He's
Mhm.
playing, for that. He wants to be a presence down there, and so you could make him jumpy.
Mhm.
And then physical strength, I think Mitch, just needs to dominate the boards. The more we can make it a physical game and dominate the boards, the better we'll be. Because it allows us to slow the pace down. But we gotta dominate the boards. We can't give up, multiple shots on their end. And we gotta make them pay for when they're shooting jump shots, and we gotta get out there and go after those long rebounds and get out in transition and get easy buckets when we can. But we gotta make it ugly. We make the game ugly, then we definitely it favors us.
Yeah, I agree. We should definitely out rebound them, if not every game, but the majority of every game in this series. They're
Yeah.
not a good rebounding team. They don't have a lot of great height, and then the person that is tall, he's not a great rebounder in Turner. So they
Right.
we definitely should take advantage of that, getting the second chance opportunities. And the only thing I worry about is usually what the Knicks try to do in Tom Thibodeau's offense is he tries to get up more shots than the opponent. It's a little tougher with a high paced team
Yeah.
like Indiana. They get a lot of shots on goal. So this might be
Mhm.
interesting to see how he plays this. And I can't imagine what he's scheming up. He must be scheming up some
Right.
great stuff because we all love to say this. If you guys know Tom Thibodeau, you give Tom Thibodeau a couple days off. He can put some stuff together. So I'm excited.
Who are you matching up against Halliburton if you coaching?
Um, you know what? I, I'm probably comfortable with Josh Hart on him for now
Mm.
because Halliburton is iffy, right? You can get away with Josh Hart on Halliburton for a game or maybe a game or two depending in the series because he's so iffy. But when he's
Mhm.
cooking, that's different
Right.
because he's got the long arms, he's 6'6" height. That's when it's a little bit of trouble, and at that point, that's when I would put someone like a McCall on him,
McCall.
and I
Right.
wouldn't waste OG on Halliburton. I would
I
leave
wouldn't either.
OG for whoever. Now, whoever the second best scorer is, which is Siakam, in my opinion, I would
Right.
let OG and let
OG
Precious
focus there.
worry about
Right.
him. I would save McCall. I wouldn't even put McCall on Siakam. I would save McCall for Halliburton to help out whoever, like to help Josh out or whoever. Even Brunson's going to get stuck on him at times. So I would
Mhm.
have McCall be the roamer. And then at times when
Right.
Mitch is out there, I mean, then these guys have free reign. Like then OG and McCall can really move around because they know they got Mitch back there to help. So yeah,
Right.
I would do that. Yeah, because I don't
Yeah.
want
I
OG
think I'm with
on
you there.
Halliburton. I think
Yeah.
Halliburton has a little bit too much speed for someone like and he's crafty.
Right. And then Siakam's going to take advantage of the switch
Yeah,
because if
he's
you're
gonna definitely
if
take
you're
advantage of the
you know what I
switch.
mean, you're not going to be
Yeah.
able to contend with Siakam's length if you're McCall and his strength. But Hart is going to be hard for him to defend him because of his length. Um,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I really I dig what you're saying. So who are they starting on the Pacers? What's their starting five look like? Is it Nemhart is in the starting
Yeah,
squad, and they're bringing Mathurin off the bench?
it's
Is that what they do?
Halliburton, Nimhard, then it's Neesmith,
Neesmith,
Siakam, and Turner.
Turner. Okay, nice. Okay, see what they're doing. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
so they got,
Because now you
and
have
let me
two
tell you,
ball handlers every time on the court.
hmm
Because you know what I mean, which makes it difficult on the defense.
it's very difficult that way because then Halliburton can kind of they have the
Playoff ball,
one
but be
thing
the
that
offensive.
yeah, that's the one thing that as Knicks fans we want to have for Brunson sometimes, so he could play off
Right,
ball and really light it up. You know what I mean? But
right,
it is what it is.
right.
But yeah, that's true. HRM is in the building. He says Hallie can't guard Brunson.
Oh, yeah,
That's true too.
yeah,
That's true too.
yeah. I mean that, but you know, just thinking of it, we're gonna have to make them pay too. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
obviously, the key for us is the obvious that Bridges got to come out, score, be effective early. So does OG and Anobi. Be a part of the game, be a part of the offense early, and then that gives us our road to victory because Brunson's going to be that guy throughout the series. There's no one on that team. They're going to throw Neesmith at him like they did
Hmm.
last year, and you're going to see the bulk of that. Naismith and Nemhart is the primary guys who are going to be on him, and then McConnell from time to time.
Right.
But we got to take advantage of the mismatches that we have of our own, and so that's going to be key too on how we play this game.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, and I see that. Who said it? The predicate said I'm putting McCall on Hallie. Yeah, I mean, I think we're in agreement there that we would definitely put McCall on Hallie. I'm just saying, like, Halliburton is so
Save him a little
inconsistent
bit.
sometimes with yeah, he's so inconsistent with his offense sometimes. It's better like to throw Josh on him and see what you're getting first. Because if Hallie's inconsistent one day and he's not shooting well, Josh can definitely deal with him. And that allows Macau to shut down any of these other guys who don't have the same level of talent. Like he can go to
Right.
work. And then OG already working on Siakam. And then you got the combination of Cat doing his thing with Turner staying on the perimeter, or if Mr. Robinson comes in and makes it his place in his neighborhood, what?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to disguise Brunson for sure, and you got to keep him on Nemhart as much as you can. While he's on the court, you got to keep him on Nemhart.
Yeah.
He's a guy who can hurt you, but isn't probably not the volume shooter. You know what I mean? That other players are.
Yep. Exactly. Now, the one thing that is going to be a little bit of an X factor in this series for Indiana is what John mentions his name is Ben Mathurin, because Ben Mathurin was not there last year when we played Indiana. He's been very effective coming off the bench for this team, and in some cases, he definitely looks like he could be a starter out there. But they have their system and how they run things. So Mathurin is he's a problem. And the Knicks are
Right.
going to have to
Because
figure out what they can do against him.
It's Mathurin and McConnell who come off first.
Yeah.
It's Matthew,
and McConnell
right?
too.
It's
Yeah.
Mathurin, McConnell, and Obi is probably the top three off the bench.
Although,
Unless it's
someone
the
said
other
it on
gentleman with the
Saturday's
glasses.
show. Yeah. I forgot his name. Somebody said in the chat on Saturday, and I because I haven't really been following, said that McConnell hasn't had a great playoffs. So we'll take it.
Okay.
If that's the case, even
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
But something about New York.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever
Always something about New York.
ails you will be healed when you play in New
Yeah,
York.
right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. And Predicate says we shut down Pritchard. Got to do the same with McConnell. I agree.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah,
he's a
no,
pesky player. He's one of those pesky players that he can get under their skin. He can make it gritty, and then he'll make a shot or two that becomes one of those daggers. And that's the kind of player he is. He gets up for these type of games. You know what I mean? We've seen it enough from him.
Right. And shout out to Dakota Para. He is our fellow Indiana Pacer fan. He said that TJ hasn't had a good playoffs. That's confirmed. But he did put Ben Shepherd's name. So Ben Shepherd, the young guy, that might be somebody the Knicks got to watch and pay attention to too. But see, guys like that. See, this is where you love Deuce McBride. This is where Deuce's bag is. That's your worry right there, Deuce. You take care of Ben Shepherds and those other guys. That's your bag.
The question is also, and we don't know if this to be true or not, but will Tibbs actually go a little deeper in the bench?
I hope
just
so.
to give,
I think you're going to need to.
I mean,
he won't start that way, John. He won't
No,
start
but
that way.
what I'm saying is that is going to come to a point where there's so many guys being thrown at the starters that it makes it that much more difficult as a defender to understand the game plan when I'm dealing with multiple different options of players, right? If I have to deal with a TJ McConnell and a Nemhart, and then all of a sudden I got to also focus on Mathurin, that's three, players that I have to really focus in on and different styles of play, versus two, right? And so it's always that sort of thinking as well. It's like you could understand where your zone is on the defensive side and where you belong on the string, but every player in the NBA is highly skilled, especially the guards. And when they're highly skilled guards, it makes it that more effective offensively and even harder to face when you're a defensive player.
100%. I agree with that. And that's why I think with Tibbs, I'm hoping, I don't know. I mean, I know who can be in the mind of Tibbs, right? But I think what I hope Tibbs will do is he will come out with his style of play, his game plan that he likes to do. That's who Tibbs is. But I hope he pays attention to the pace of the game. If the Knicks can affect the Pacers and slow the game down a little bit, I mean, hey, guys, when I say that, understand the game is still going to be fast moving. They're going to be going up, but the Pacers like to run. If we can slow them down a little bit and keep them a little bit more calm, not getting out in transition so much, I think he'll go with his normal lineup, his normal rotation. But if he sees that it's a track meet back and forth for the first and second quarter, he's got to know his guys are going to get gassed. And he's got to go to the bench and try to get something out of them.
Get something, right. And just like see what who's capable of, giving some spot minutes for players that need a breath or two. You know what I mean? But again, that's not a typical, Tibbs decision. He's usually stuck on the 7 to 8 guys that he's running with. And if he goes 9, it's specifically for a situational, and we're gonna run how we run. You know what I mean? I do say, unlike Boston, I really do have a hard time believing that the Pacers can mount any sort of 20-point comebacks as other teams could. I think I haven't really paid too much attention to them this year, so I could be wrong. But bird's eye view, I don't believe they're a team that could withstand 20-point, 20-point deficits. So if we could get up early, get up often, see what we
Dakota,
can
you're
do
watching. You know your team well. I don't know. Has your team been coming back and going on runs in that way, or have they usually gone out and got the runs early?
That's what I see.
Because that's what I'm used to seeing them do. But I don't know how they've been playing for the most part this year either.
Correct.
Yeah. Let's see. Brooklyn Butcher's in the building. He says Achua will see 7 minutes a game probably.
Nice.
I mean, listen. I hope he gets something.
Nice.
I hope he gets something. I mean, plus I think Tibbs does like playing Achua when it comes to Siakam. I think he understands that Siakam can, like OG knows how to play Siakam, but Siakam knows OG well enough to understand still how to get some things off against him. So, why not use Achua?
Yeah. Right. Switch it up on him. Give him some more looks. And you could even play Achua together with OG if OG's
That's
not
true.
in foul trouble. So, you can mix and match there too.
Yeah. No, that's true. Very interesting. Very interesting. I don't know. Let me see here. Shout out to Nostalgic Nick. He believes Precious will play. So Dakota Power says they did it twice in closeout games. Okay, so they were down, and I guess they came back. Game 5 into the against the Cavs.
Against the Cavs. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
And Game 5 against the Cavs, it was impressive because the Cavs played all their guys. I know they've been banged up and they've been hurt, but everybody played in that game for the Cavs. And I mentioned it before, like, because I was wondering about that too. I was like, I know guys were hurt, but I was like, how many minutes did they play? How effective were they? And their top guys played 30 minutes. Yeah, yeah. Spider had 36 points and something like 8 or 9 rebounds. He played well.
Yeah, he came up lingering in the fourth though. Last game, but there wasn't nothing else he could have done once they made the amounted to come back. But I don't think it was it by 20. I don't think it was that much.
I don't know if they were down 20.
Have to go back and look.
I know they came back because I remember seeing the highlights and they were talking about how Indiana was storming back.
Right.
Shout out to Jay from PR in the building. Said if Knicks come correct, Indiana has no chance. I mean, if they come out playing the way they showed in Game 6 versus Boston with that combination of attacking defense and good offensive basketball, yeah. But it's just you just don't know. Like sometimes with the Knicks too, it takes them a while to get going. They gotta, and if you take too long, you could be down. You could be down a couple games.
And for us, we've lost big leads in the third quarter. Coming off a halftime, we've lost huge leads, where you would think, oh, this game is in the bag. All of a sudden, third quarter, they stink it up and then let the team right back in it. I mean, we've had those throughout the season. So, I wouldn't sleep on the Pacers.
I wouldn't either, bro. And here's another thing. This is very important to understand. The Knicks can't afford to be going down 20 or 30 or anything like that to the Indiana Pacers because the Pacers don't live and die by the three. They're not like Boston. They shoot a lot of threes, but they score in other ways. So they're not going to just have a 20-point lead and just keep bombing away threes and not take twos and allow you to come right back in the game. If you get down 20 or 30, it could be bad.
Yeah, and they're going to keep mounting. They're going to keep scoring. They're not one of those teams that are going to let up. So.
Yeah, definitely, man. I agree. So, do you have a thought about how long you think this series is going to go?
I mean, I'm looking to finish them out in 6. I don't want to see a Game 7 because, Game 7, the pressure's on the New York Knicks. So I'm looking to end this series in Game 6. So there is no pressure. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean that's my look at it. Am I 100% confident? I'm confident enough to believe that we can. I'm more confident in us playing this Pacer team than I was against playing against Boston. Believe it or not, I think we can stand up to the task. I think we match up well against the Pacers. And now that we got a full team, that's ready to go. We got no injuries on the docket, which is, great coming into a series. Yeah, I'm looking for us to, really show up and show out. So it's going to be a fun series.
No, I agree with that.
Jay
and
from
I'm
PR
saying the same thing.
Taking out the
He's talking about
brooms, bro.
The brooms. Woo-wee. I can't say that, Jay, man. Indiana's a pretty good team, bro. You can't, that style of play that they play it's gonna get the Knicks at least one game. It's got to get them one game at least.
Yeah,
it's tough. It's tough to stop them from doing what they like to do every game. And you know how the Knicks are. The Knicks are a little Jekyll and Hyde. They've been playing really good and for the most part very consistent in the playoffs. But every so often they take their foot off the gas and they can get a little into a little trouble.
Jay from PR, he's like, I don't fear. I'm not respecting him whatsoever. I'm sleeping on him.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. What up, D-Ras in the building? Shout out to my screen just went blank. Okay, hold, here it is back. Shout out to Bagger Jones in the building. What's going on? Good to see you. Drip Moore is in the building, the preferred barber of Still Knicks fans and the Knicks community. Let's go. What up, Drip Moore? Good to see you, my guy. And also shout out to I know Brooklyn Butch salutes you as always. Shout out to Dakota Parra once again, man, because we know he's an Indiana Pacer fan, but like I said before, he's respectable. He comes in, he talks his stuff, but he there's no malice behind it. He's just rooting for his team. He wishes us the best, but of course he wants his team to win. So I appreciate him. Shout out to him. Oh, and look at this guy, No Way Jose. Oh, that's a great guy right there. We love him. Shout out to him. And HRM in the building. So shout out to Tori B. I think I saw her. Tori B's in the building. What up, Tori? Good to see you. Let's go. Yeah, so I'm with you, John. Billy Goat is here too. Shout out to you, Billy Goat. I think personally, if it was up to me, I want the series to go 5. I want the Knicks to win in 5 at the Garden.
Oof.
That's what I want. That doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Yeah,
realistically, I don't think it's going to happen. Realistically, I think it'll go 6, and the Knicks are going to have to win in Indiana in Game 6 to take the series. That's my opinion. The other thing too is I wanted to express real quick before we get out of here. I was looking at a lot of different information online and a lot of different analysts talking about the Knicks and their prediction and all this stuff. And one guy was like, well, I don't know. I can't pick the Knicks over the Pacers because I don't think the Knicks have played well. I'm like, I guess he hasn't been really watching the series, but it's okay. Listen, the Knicks looked really bad versus Detroit, but that's because Detroit's defense was so damn good and very physical, and they made the Knicks play their style of basketball. They made it grimy. They made it dirty. They made it sloppy. The Knicks shot 2 of those games. They shot 20-something% from 3. Like the Detroit Pistons did a fantastic job at making the Knicks play their game and keeping the Knicks from being explosive. And as I said before we went into the Boston series, I said, even though Boston plays really good defense, their defense is different. So the Knicks are going to start feeling a little comfortable. They're going to start getting looks and being able to shoot again. And guess what? We saw the Knicks start to get more comfortable. And then what better evidence than Game 6, where they lit them up and got them up out of here. So, and now I'm saying this again. Indiana plays good individual defense. Some guys do. Their team defense is okay. It's gotten better. It's much improved. It's not on the same level as those two teams. So I expect the Knicks to get what they want here. So don't think that just because you saw the Knicks play bad in the Detroit series and a little sporadic in the Boston series, that's what it's going to be in Indiana. The Knicks is going to get busy in Indiana. Believe me. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Right.
Anyway,
and I think it starts with the rebounding. I think the keys to it is winning the boards. If we win the boards against the Pacers, doesn't allow them to get out and run. You know what I mean? That's the key. Slowing down the pace to the point where they can't get out and run. You know what I mean? If we can hold them to 1 shot per possession, that's what we need to do. We can't give them multiple shots right at the rim. So I think we're fully capable of doing that against this team. So that's why I say in 6, because I don't think we can stop them for 6 games straight or 7 games straight. You know what I mean?
No, I know. I agree. That's why I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I think you can't take for granted, as much as we might hate Indiana, and Indiana's a young team, and they may not have all the experience that you think they have at this point. They're well coached, and they have played well. And the other thing about Indiana that you cannot second guess is we talked about how Indiana's been very fortunate. The last 2 years, they've had these playoff series where they're going up against teams with hurt players.
Yeah.
But what Indiana is good at is taking advantage of that. They don't just go out there and rest on their laurels. There's some weakness. We're going to take advantage of that weakness. So you got to be careful with them.
Exploit,
Yep.
exploit,
Yep.
exploit.
Yep. Yes. That's right. So that we should all respect Indiana. Understand that we take them for granted. It's going to be a couple losses if we don't do what we got to do, and it could be a couple losses
Yeah.
anyway, even if we do what we got to do. So just gotta. They're a good NBA basketball team.
Ideal situations, we win our games at home. We keep home court advantage, and we still win in the road. We can still win on the road. Then, you know, it could end early, but that may not be the case.
Right. 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 And so Rasul Thomas says Brunson no ISO ball. I'm gonna say Brunson has to get his
Gonna
team
happen.
involved, but he's gonna have to
Yeah.
do some ISO ball too because that's where he's at his best, right? Cat has his own level of ISO when he's going to the hoop and doing his thing. But these guys, they're gonna have to do what they do best at times in order to see the best of them. They just have to try to move the ball and get others involved. But sometimes we're gonna need Brunson to isolate. What if Halliburton's guarding Brunson and Brunson's cooking him? You got to feed the pig. You got to keep going back to him.
Right.
You know what I mean? We got to take advantage.
Yeah, especially if there's a mismatch. If he's exploiting a mismatch, we got to keep going at it until they adjust. And if they don't adjust, then keep taking advantage of it.
And we also we have to try to limit the fouls, and which is going to be tough. We got to limit the fouls versus Indiana.
And
Indiana's a
turnovers.
good free throw shooting team. Yeah, and
Turnovers
turnovers. But Indiana shoots the ball from the free throw line very well.
Really well, right?
What a
Yeah.
game, man!
I can't wait for Wednesday.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
It's gonna be fantastic, guys. So, in conclusion, guys, the keys are, limit the switching. You got to stay on your man sometimes, so you can't go too crazy, but you do have to switch and try to avoid the mismatches. We got to limit the fouls. Keep Indiana off the line because those free throws, they knock them down, right? We got to slow Halliburton down because the thing is with him, all he needs is a couple good looks at the basket and he gets going. Try to slow down the pace. John, do you have any other keys you want to reiterate?
Dominate the boards and limit the turnovers.
Right. And then outside of that, the key that everybody knows is the Knicks have to play out from, good basketball out the gate, right? We can't get down in the first and second quarters to the team and try to win in the second half. That's a recipe for disaster. They got to play good first. What the Knicks have learned and played through the last 3 games in the Boston series is the same thing they got to bring into Indiana. Because all 3 of those games, the Knicks had good starts. Even the one that they lost to Boston. They played well in the first half, and then they got cooked in the second. So it is what it is, man. Play aggressive, play fast, in your pace. Don't play their speed because they're trying to push. And I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be fine. Anyway, man, final words, my guy?
Final words. Happy to be here. Happy to attend. Finally made it. Unfortunately, as always, every week is going to be different. And so, hopefully I'm able to come back, and join you next week. But if not, hopefully we have a nice, couple of victories on our belts, and we'll be looking to close out, the series. So, like I said, like I usually say, everyone out there, stay safe, stay blessed, and looking forward to the next one, man. As always.
There you go. Hey, man, it's always a pleasure. I enjoy it so much when we're able to be here chopping it up. This is where it started. This is where it needs to be. And I can't say I have, I have fun doing this and talking with everybody, but there's nothing more fun than when I can chop it up with John and we can talk about our Knicks.
That.
Because I remember when we started this show, the Knicks were not this good. So they were not here.
Who was our point guard? Who was our point guard again?
Wasn't it? That was the Alonzo Trier days. So who was the point guard?
No, it was after Alonzo. It was Peyton.
Was it Ntilikina?
No, it was.
Oh, it was Peyton. No, it was Peyton. Yeah.
Peyton.
It was Peyton. Yeah. Oh my God! It was Mr. Hair.
Yeah.
Mr. Hair and excitement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've come a long way, guys.
Ntilikina was off the bench, and everybody was mad that Ntilikina wouldn't get no run, no burn.
Yeah, yeah.
He was like,
Boy,
yo, he ain't getting no burn.
if only we knew.
Yeah, it's
That was
funny,
bad.
man.
Oh man. Anyway, guys, hey, as I always say, tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still Knicks fans, we'll be back again, whether it be on Monday nights at 9-ish for SKF Weekly with myself. Sometimes my brother John and my brother Jose on the ones and twos holding us down. Yes. And if that's not enough for you, you're always welcome to tune in on Saturdays for Know the Ledge at 11:30 a.m. as I talk y'all off the ledge, and sometimes y'all help talk me off the ledge. It's been an interesting year. That's open panel, so people can come on and join the fun. And also, we didn't do it tonight, but you guys are always welcome to do the call in. We'll definitely take your phone calls. But tonight was special. I haven't talked to John in a minute, and I just really wanted to pick his brain. Yeah, man. It's been a minute.
Plus, we had the awesome video to show, too.
We did have an awesome video. That video was dope. Yeah. Very true. So, guys, yeah, man, stay tuned. Keep supporting. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the love. And we want to be here to witness this ride with, that the Knicks are going on together, man, because who knows where it's going to stop. And if it does stop, it may not stop. Oh, boy.
Facts.
Yeah, man. Great times. Yep. Listen, guys, no matter what, remember, ups and downs, the good and the bad, whatever happens in this Pacers series, we are still Knicks fans, baby. Peace out. Take care of yourselves, one yourself, and like I always say, be good. And if you can't be good at it. We out.
New York Knicks. First. Go Knicks.
We can finally, start playing, man. So much talk this whole summer. It's felt like so long because we've had so much to talk about. At times it's been kind of slow, but we've been talking, right? But we've actually had a really good off season for this New York Knicks team, and it's been very active. There's been a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, Knicks family, we in the building. I am the Objective Fan from the Objective Knicks Fan channel. And I'm going to give a big salute to Ron and John from Still Knicks Fans.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Knicks family, I'm Stephanie, a.k.a. Blood Sweat Tears. We are still Knicks.
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl, Lady and the Chef, from Two Knicks Chicks Podcast. Still a Knicks fan.
What's good, party people in the place to be? It's your man.
What's up, everybody? This is Steve Relax 21 at Two Knicks Chicks Podcast, and I'm still a Knicks fan.
Yo, this is your boy Sim from Nothing But Knicks. Through all the struggles, through all the heartache and pain, ladies and gentlemen, I am still a Knicks fan.
Peace, y'all. This is Apollo Reed from the Garden Knicks crew. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm still a Knicks fan.
I'm still here. We're still here. Still Knicks fans. It's a fandom. It's a lifestyle.